What's up guys, Super Smash Bros here, bringing you a really short video, just because I don't really want to talk about the gameplay. I'm just here to talk about something that was on my mind, and that something is the ranked system. Well, not the system, more like people in the ranked system, and sort of like go through different tiers and stuff, and tell you how people act in different tiers, since I have a lot of experience in that. I started from Silver 5. And also, I'm in the middle of it, I'm going to give you a little bit about myself, so you know that I'm a credible source, and that I know what I'm talking about. But I also want to talk about like how people act when they think that they are good. I don't know how that sounds to you guys, but I'm not going to focus on the gameplay.
Welcome to
But
Summer's Rift.
I don't know how that sounds to you guys, but it's really important, because I've been at all levels. I started at Silver 5, Season 3. Or I started at, I'll go all the way back to the beginning. I started at 1200 ELO, Season 2. And then in Season 3, I was put in Silver 5. So I started from the bottom. And now I'm here. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm Plat. This is a Plat 1 ranked game, by the way. So you notice when you go up through I played 300 ranked games, I have 300 wins in ranked, so I played about 650 ranked games. And when you've played that many ranked games, you start to realize a couple of trends and stuff that happen, especially when you get friends on your list from those different levels. Like on my friends list, I have friends from Bronze 1, from Silver 1, from Gold 1, all the way to Diamond 1. Actually, I don't have a Diamond 1 friend. I have like, my highest friend is like Diamond 3. But you start to notice how people act at certain levels, especially when they think that they belong at a different level. So when I was in Silver 5, I started off at 1200 ELO, and I literally did not know anything I was doing, so I deserved to be there. But preseason, you're not allowed to play ranked, so I just played a ton of League of Legends over the preseason, which is like over Christmas break and stuff. And so when Season 3 came out and I was placed in Silver 5, I knew a ton more about the game than I did previously. So that Silver 5, that placement for Silver 5 might have applied to me before Christmas break, but after Christmas break in 2012, it didn't apply to me anymore. So I realized that I was a lot better than a lot of the players who I was playing with in Silver 5. So I actually duoed with a friend, Brohoot, and we got all the way up to Silver 1, and then we stopped duoing. So my thoughts on duo queuing, and this is gonna span from a wide range right now. When you duo queue, and you know the person you're duo queuing with, like I know him pretty much, and you played with him a lot, and he's one of your friends and whatever, and you wanna, and at the time we were both, I almost fail this. I mean, I do fail it, but I almost die. But once you play with them a lot, and they're in the same level as you, like he was Silver 5 too, and you get to, like, we were on a ranked team together, and I was support and he was AD carry, and it's all good. You can do a queue with him. But once it gets to the point where you meet someone in a lobby that's really good, and you friend them, and you do really good as well, and you friend them, and they accept as this gank happens, and I'm gonna let you see what happens. And you friend them, and then you do a queue with them the next game, and then stuff happens and you don't play again. And then later on, so I think it's okay for like one game after you meet up with them for that one game, and then it's like, oh whatever, we're friends now, you're on my friends list. I have so many of those people on my friend list, like people that I would that we did so good in a game together that I would add them, and then I would play one game with them, and then I just stop. So what happens to me is, so I have those at every level. At Silver 1, I added people. At Gold 1, at Plat 1, I added people. So I'll know a lot of people on a different levels. So when people who I played with at Silver 1 see me that I'm at Plat 1 now, they're like, "Hey man, remember me? We played back then. Can you do it with me?" And I'm like, it doesn't work like that, because I worked hard to get up to here. I didn't After Silver 1, I didn't do it with anyone on a consistent basis. I might have dued with one or two games, but I was never carried to where I am at. If that makes sense. I really believe that right now, where I'm at Plat 1, that's like, I'm doing really good in the games, and I get consistently good scores, so I believe where I'm at is pretty good right now. But other people who can't carry themselves, quote unquote, I'm not saying that they're bad, but they can't, like, say you're in Silver 1, and you literally can't get out of it. I believe that if you can't get out of it, you belong there. And a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, no, you don't know my teams. You don't know how my teams are like. I've been getting AFK levers, feeders, duo mid, duo bot, 80 carries." And I'm like, I had to deal with the same thing as you guys. I was in Silver 5, I know what that's all about. But League of Legends is not rigged. The lower ELOs, they might get more levers and AFK feeders, but it's not every single game. And for every mistake that you make in those games... Oh my gosh. Hold on. I have to fast forward because in the game I lagged. So I DC'd and I reconnected, and my lower recorder messes that up. So here we are again. And nothing really happened, I don't think. But as I was saying, there's always going to be like a lever and feeder or AFKer, like maybe one every 10 games. And so if you think about it, it's like one loss out of 10 games. I don't know why this Jack's trying to trade with me right now. But out of those 9 games, what do you do to benefit your team that you deserve to move on? That's simple. Like, are you making plays? Are you landing your skill shots? Are you calling out your Mias? Are you not raging at your team? Those things right there, those really define whether or not you move on or not. One of the things that I notice compared to lower ELO games to higher ELO is that in lower ELO everyone thinks that they're good. And that's like a paradox, because in higher ELO, shouldn't people think that they're good? No, I think in lower ELO people have a bigger ego, and for some strange reason, people in lower ELO think that they're better than everyone else. So in lower ELO, you'll have people calling mid when they're last pick. You'll have people calling AD carry when they don't even know how to play AD carry, but it's the only role left other than support. But in the higher ELO games, literally when you go into a lobby at a higher ELO game, and I'm talking high ELO like Diamond and Plat 1, not even Plat 5. When you go into a lobby at a high ELO game, it's really quiet, because everyone has a sort of mutual, like, alright, I'm just gonna pick in the order that I get because I know these guys are all Plat 1, they're all pretty decent. Map awareness, guys. So actually, you didn't see it, but Evelyn took a tower shot that would have killed her, and I saved her. But so at higher ELOs, it's like that. So think about it. If you're in the lower ELOs and you don't know how to, say, play jungle, or you don't know how to play support, then you belong there, because you need to learn how to play every single role. So when it comes your time to do your job, if you're last pick, everyone gets last pick sometime or another. If it comes your job to be support, you need to learn how to do your role perfectly, or even adequately, because that's the only way you'll advance. You won't advance by calling duo mid because you're like, oh, supports can't carry. I have a video about that too. Supports, if you play your role on the team, you will win, believe me. That's really why I've advanced as far as I have, because I learned how to play every single role on every single division. I've versed diamond players at like every game in my ranked game, and I can play every single role: top lane, mid lane, bot lane, jungle against a diamond player, and that's because I learned how to lane. I learned how to jungle. I learned how to support. So attitude. It's all about attitude and lower ELOs. And if you keep constantly asking people to carry you, you're I've had so many people come up and be like, please carry me. I'm stuck at gold 1, but I know I deserve plat. Or I'm stuck at plat 1 and I know that you do really good in your plat games, please carry me. And I'm like, if you really deserve to go diamond, or if you really deserve to go gold or plat or whatever, then you'll get it one way or another. Because the levers and AFKers can only last so long. It's really up to your skill. You might get that one game where it drops you like 5 points, but your games that you win cost you 10. So there has to be something that you're doing wrong, or something that you're not working on, that's the reason you're not advancing. So if you're in a whatever it's called, like you have friends that are a higher ELO than you, don't ask them to carry you. Ask them, what can you help me out? What am I doing wrong? What should I work on to get at your level? Like, I have a couple of diamond friends that I ask, what did I do wrong here? Like, I totally screwed up my lane by making this mistake. What else should I have done? And normally they would tell me, because people who are higher than you, they feel respected just by being asked that. And at lower elo, you shouldn't be saying, you guys are terrible. No, instead you should be saying, what can I do to make myself better? Perfect CSing. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say, other than a couple of other things that is more than me droning. When you're playing ranked with a friend, or if you have a friend that you want to play ranked with, go for it. That's my advice. Go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to play ranked with a stranger, that's a totally different story. It's a totally different story. I don't know how I feel about playing ranked with strangers more than one game or more than a couple games, because at the end of the day, I think it's, even if, okay, so let's say you meet a stranger and they're really good, like a smurf or whatever, and you duo with them. What if they carry you? What if they carry you all the way up from silver 5 to gold 1? What people really just want to I really don't know why he's trying to trade with me, but people really just want the status. They don't want to get better at the game, which I don't understand at all. Because once you get to gold 1 and you don't belong there and that guy has carried you, you're gonna drop all the way down because you don't know how to play at that level. I saw something on the forums recently about how this guy had a friend who was silver 1 and he consistently raged all day, and this guy used to duo with him, and after a while he got sick of the raging and stuff, so he just went solo and got all the way up to gold 1. And then the guy was like, oh, it's just lucky, I'm stuck in yellow hell, whatever. And so the guy was like, alright, I'll let you play a few games on my account, and if you win any of them, I'll believe you that there's an yellow hell. I was looking to ult there, but no. And the guy played a few games, and he did really bad. And and he kept blaming other things, and that's what I think is a trademark of lower ELO people. They blame other things, and you gotta understand the game, not just blame the world, which is something that can be applied in life too, I guess. But there's just like key things that lower ELO people can work on, such as, I should have walked backward there, such as last hitting. I don't know why he ignited. Last hitting is one of the key things. In these games, I usually consistently have the highest CS in the game if I'm doing a solo lane or AD carry role. Usually, it matters how fed the other lanes are getting. But last hitting is something that I worked on day after day after day, just by playing a ton of games. I learned when to push the lane. That's another one. Lane control. When not to push the lane. When to push the lane. What happens? What happens if I auto attack this minion? Does it push the lane for me? And do I have a ward in my inventory? If I push the lane, will I be susceptible to a gank? So those types of things. Did I mention this game is really short? I should have. But those types of things are just stuff that lower ELO people don't understand. They just I've been there. All right, so I know. Lower ELO people, talking like bronze and silver. This is a funny play. So I teleport and then I ult directly onto Eve because she was taking damage. I found that funny. I don't know why I did that. I didn't think she's gonna take damage. But lower ELO people, they don't know how to last hit. They consistently just auto attack the minions, pushing their lane, and then they get ganked, and then they complain about how their lane is being camped. So that's my experience of lower ELO people. They don't blame their own mechanics, they blame the game. And that's something that everyone should work on. Everyone. So what was I saying? Last hitting, lane control, your team fight mechanics are key. Knowing where the enemy is. These are all like little. Like right now, I knew Jax was running back to lane, so I was trying to find him. Oh, I remember. I had a couple of misclicks here. I was laughing so hard in the game. I was laughing pretty hard. But like knowing where the enemy team is, these are all little things. Knowing how much damage the enemy team does, which is I think is kind of important. this stretch is so bad. But that's pretty much all I had to say, and I'm sorry if I droned on a lot, but the point that I had was that if I wanted to summarize all that I had would be, if you're in a ranked and if you're playing ranked and you think you're stuck, don't look to other people, look to yourself. That's the only way you'll improve, that's the only way you'll advance. It's how I advanced. Started out Silver 5, got to Plat 1, and I really, really, really want to blame the game right now for me still being stuck in Plat 1. Especially considering how my Diamond promos went. I had a guy who gave up 17 kills in the top lane during the laning phase before 20 minutes. And then, 3 games later, I got the same exact guy. And he did the same exact thing. So, that's just bad luck. Really. And ever since I lost that promo series, I've been stuck around the 70 LP range. But I don't blame the game. I really notice what really sticks out to me during that time period is what the mistakes I made. Like during this game, I made that mistake of flashing. I made the mistake of flashing and then missing my taunt, and that's That's a mistake, right? You know. And this Tristan had barriers after she jumps. I don't know what she was thinking, but whew. Yeah, that made me really mad. But I wanted that kill so bad. That's a good GG. So, sorry for rambling. I just felt like I wanted to say something. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Actually, I'm going on retreat, so I won't see you guys again for another week. But thanks for watching, and peace out.